everybody. This is Josiah Renee from Jreneeuncut, and you are watching Happy Rant Day. Yay! For those of you who have stayed tuned into some of our stuff for a long time, we run the Flaming Liberals, me and some of my friends, and we do this thing called Happy Rant Day on Wednesdays instead of Happy Hump Day. So, because no one else can do it right now, or we all have to do our separate uploads, at least for the time being, I'm like, well, you know what, might as well do it anyways. So, I'm trying to get them on board, but I haven't heard back from anybody today, because everybody lives a crazy life. So, I'm going to apologize right now. There's probably going to be a lot of kid noise. It's 1 in the morning, but my kids are vampires, and they make a lot of noise. So, just asking anybody who... in industry who's ever had to deal with my kids at a red carpet event. That was fun. When you're running around with a pink toy in your hand and everyone's like, wow. Anyways, so that's probably going to be happening a lot. And I actually like made notes and crap because I can't remember anything today. So, but anyways, because actually it's something that I wanted to rant about that I find really important. Which I think everybody should kind of find really important, hence why I guess I'm ranting about it. Sorry about the noise. Anyways, this whole Ebola thing, okay? I do not understand for the life of me why people are cracking jokes about it. I cannot tell you how irate that makes me. I don't really understand why people are finding that funny. I saw someone put up one time that it's the equivalent of laughing at a person who's dying of cancer. And I'm like, yeah, wouldn't it be? Because really, like, I mean, there's so many people that have died from Ebola that I can't even understand why anybody would just be, like, up and cracking jokes. Like, it's such a mockery that I just don't even know what to do. So if you want to piss me off, that's probably, like, a real quick way to do it. I know I have some... fans out there that'll probably go and I'm just kidding. But the reality is it's very, very serious. And my, like I said, my brain is just like not really in gear right now because there's kid noise. I can't think through kid noise that well. Hence why I do a lot of my things at 3 a.m. productions. But now I'm kind of wondering what I'm going to do because they just don't ever. They're outdoing me and that's just bad. So... anyways, okay, so Ebola, it's like really serious, people. I don't know what you guys know about viruses and things like that, but it is not something to just stick your nose in the air at. Just because it's not supposedly an aerial virus does not mean that it is not absolutely, positively deadly and dangerous. Hello! Like, there's a reason why people are getting sick and they haven't shut it down, okay? Well, there's a few reasons, which actually... is some of what I want to talk about, but I don't know how many of you really know what's going on in West Africa, but it's kind of crazy. From what they're saying, I mean, I haven't personally been there, so I won't know, you know, but from what's being reported, there's a really vast reason why we can't seem to control Ebola over there. They don't even have the supplies necessary to do it. Now, if you're like me, you probably thought that meant they didn't have, you know, the newest souped-up hospital. No. They don't even have running hot water. They don't even have gloves. There's like barely a latex glove to be found. Hello! This is 2014. Is it not? How in the world can we let that go on? I don't understand. It's really, really astounding. What cracks me up, to be perfectly honest, is the whole fact that everyone's like, gee, we can't stop Ebola, and gee, we don't know what's happening, and it's an absolute epidemic, and yet, if you've even taken a simple microbiology class, I mean, like 101, bitch, alright? Like, if you've taken microbiology, you will know that what they're doing is absolute insanity. I mean... when you even grow a simple culture, you've got a Bunsen burner, you're frying the crap out of that thing, all right? Because you don't want contamination, just with your own specimen. No running water that's of any decency? Are you kidding me? No gloves? Like, okay. Like, I'm just sitting here and I'm like, this is bad. Like, This is really bad. Like, these people are literally living in the dark ages. It's not fair. And yet all of us, you know, who have all this money, what is this crap? We need to donate. We need to organize, and it's not that hard to fix this. Personally, the fact that we haven't already gone over there and done all of that, I mean, this is our fault in that respect. You know what I'm saying? Like, this should have been prevented a very, very long time ago. And I'm sure I'm going to have a lot of fun friends from the CDC loving what I'm talking about, but they all know how frustrated I am about this. And considering the fact that everybody wanted me to go to med school at 13, I feel like I got a reason and some clout to say something. And I know that everybody's listening anyway, so you know what? You should have listened, and you should listen now. Pride cometh before a fall. I'm sorry, I'm going to get like so mad because it's just ridiculous. But okay, so the conditions are really bad, and that is literally why it is spreading. I mean, when we had plagues back then, it was a problem then. They didn't have proper care. They didn't have anything they needed. They didn't have the hot running water. They didn't understand what we know about medicine today. Like I said, I cannot fathom for the life of me how this is happening in 2014 when we have these supplies. Like, you can go to the store and buy latex gloves. You know what I'm saying? Which is one of the reasons why I'm talking to you guys about it, because if we don't bring awareness to what's really going on, it's not going to be real. You know what I mean? And the reality is, I think we can all pick up a box of latex gloves to go send to somebody who can send it, you know, at our next Walmart visit. Like, that's not that hard, right? You know, maybe we can like organize some sort of communities, like drop-off locations or something, so that we can start fixing this. And I know that a lot of people have a problem with helping people outside of the country versus inside of the country. Here's what I have to say about it. Everybody needs help, okay? We have problems in the country and we have problems out of the country. The problem is nobody wants to be selfless. We're all way too selfish, okay? That's why we have huge problems afoot. Like, if we all would just get off our ass and help people, I really don't think we would have a lot of this crap going on. But, you know, don't listen to me by any means. Seriously. But, okay. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to, like, what the CDC is doing and talking about, and if you've even paid attention to, I don't know. I'm probably the only weird person who pays attention to these things. That's my age, but that's okay. To what's going on, the measures that they're taking, I don't know. To me, it just seems like everybody's just really slow to the draw on this whole scientific garbage, and I'm going to try to, like, keep this in layman's terms because my brain goes off the chain on this kind of stuff. But it's just common sense stuff that's just not going on. Okay, like, I completely lost it, and I will leave the doctor nameless, the physician nameless. I ripped him a new one online, but I'll leave him nameless for now. New York Times had posted an article by this physician, which I'm sure you can go do your research and find out who I'm talking about now, and this guy had the audacity to call quarantining medieval. And then he had the further audacity, mind you, to say that we should round up all of these funds to come up with an ingenious plan to stop Ebola. Bitch, I got news for you. Quarantining is the ingenious plan. You don't need to spend $1 million to figure out that this is what you do. I mean, it's just that simple. Like, oh, it's so medieval. That's what they had to do back then. I'm like, okay. First of all, that's what works. Everybody knows that. Okay, when you get a deadly virus, and I know nobody wants to sit around and think about how deadly this thing is, but if you ask me, my personal opinion, I would say that if this thing was rat labbed at all, it's the AIDS virus spliced and slightly altered a little bit. You just have to look at what it does and stuff like that, and it does actually turn into an STD. Be forewarned, 7 months of that crap. If that's even the littlest that it lasts. You never really know. But anyways, back in the medieval times, when we quarantined people to survive, just because they didn't have the scientific explanation and the know-how to put into common, terminology for mankind as to why this works, doesn't mean that it doesn't work anymore. Okay? Just because something's old doesn't mean that it doesn't work now. What needs to happen is a double quarantine. You need to quarantine the countries, and then you need to quarantine the sick people within the sick countries, you know, for however long it takes. And I know nobody likes to think about that because it just seems like, oh, we're isolating people. No, you don't understand. This has nothing to do with anything else other than the fact that this is a virus, okay? And protozoa waits on no one. Sorry. Kid drama! They're remodeling the house, just so everybody knows. They do more interior decorating than you will ever know. But anyways, yeah, it's just ridiculous. So, you know, the quarantine thing needs to happen. I'm not a really big fan of Fox News anymore. I love my dad to death, and he'll kill me if he ever watches this. But he's like thoroughly addicted to everything Fox News, and I grew up watching Fox News. And Bill O'Reilly, love you, Bill, because my dad loves you. Every once in a while you throw out a really good point, but then the other times I'm like, save me. But okay, so, but somehow I magically clicked on a link. I can't even believe I watched it, to be honest with you. I'm like, I don't even know why I'm doing this. Maybe because I miss my dad. I don't know. So I ended up watching this link, and it was with Glenn Beck and Bill O'Reilly. And I wish I knew where it went, because then I could post it for you. If I find it, I'll put it up on Jreneeuncut. But it's absolute sheer brilliance. Glenn Beck hits the point, every single point on the head. The only thing that I would say that I maybe disagreed with a little bit was his point about politics, where it was going into, you know, red states versus blue states. And I mean, if you want to mix politics in, everything has politics mixed into it. Excuse me, let me specify. But I don't think that's really what we need to be focusing on right now. Right now, this is humanity versus protozoa. Like I said, that virus does not give two shits if you're a Democrat, okay, or a Republican. It just doesn't. It's like, hi, I'm going to eat you. Have a nice day. I mean, you have to also remember that these things come in through the atmosphere on meteor rocks. They are deadly, people. I know everyone's like, oh, it's a virus. We'll just, you know, everybody just believe a doctor. We've got this under control. I'm like, bitch, please. It comes in through the atmosphere. Like, do you know how difficult it is to survive? These things are aerobic and anaerobic. But I mean, from outer space, that's not exactly great living conditions, okay? Think. So we need to be very careful with what we're dealing with. And like I said, I know it's not popular. I would suggest, as goofy as it sounds, I kind of cracked the joke of NASA suits. I'm like, this needs to be taken really seriously. I mean, what people don't really understand is viruses love to mutate. That's a part that a lot of people don't like to talk about. Glenn Beck did talk about it, though. I've been ranting about it for forever. But he actually got on the news and said something about it. And I was like, yes, because it's not something that anybody's talking about. But everybody needs to be aware of this. Viruses mutate, okay? They get into a new environment. My mom is a nurse as well, and we were just talking about this the other day, too. But they get into a new environment. They get new settings and stuff, and it's like a challenge to them. They're like, ooh, let's see what we can go conquer now. And so you can start off with a virus that's, you know, deadly, but not as deadly. Put it in a hospital environment, and then get a situation where it has mutated because it's around all of these different things in different settings. So it's learned how to adapt and survive. And so it completely changes. And then it becomes way more deadly. That's why it is so dangerous that this thing has to be shut down. And one of the most dangerous reasons why, I mean, we do not know. Well, if we do, we don't know about it, right? I haven't run my own scientific tests on Ebola, so I don't know for sure. But the reality is, we don't know what will happen to it if it gets into a cold environment. Do you know what I'm trying to say? It might kill it. It might not. We don't know. But I find it highly interesting that the places that we've had the Ebola scares are in warm, humid locations, aka very similar to Africa. Obviously, this virus likes that type of stuff. It appears. But we don't really know. And there's so many different things that can change. I mean, it might not survive in cold weather that well, okay? But what if in that environment it gets out and say, like, you know, it gets a taste of, who knows, grass, and it's like, oh my God, I've been waiting for this my whole life. You don't know what's going to happen. So you have to be very, very, very careful. For any researchy people out there, one of the things that I'd really, 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 really suggest looking into, and and if I had the technology, I would totally do this. Sound technology. I know a lot of people, I don't know if you guys can hear that, but this is like everyday life. And just so everybody knows, when they're like, I would edit this, but why bother? The whole point of Jreneeuncut is to keep it uncut, is to keep it real, unless I'm trying to do like a slapstick comedy thing and then I'm going to chop it up and make it crazy. But this is my life, so you people are just like in it, all right? I mean, I'm not wearing any makeup right now. It looks horrible. I think I got mauled by some sort of acne virus of God knows where on one side of my face. So you know what? It is what it is. Welcome to Jreneeuncut. But anyways, okay, back to what I was going to say. It's really critical. I know I'm talking a lot today, but this is something that's just like really, really freaking important. And like for any people, like scientific researchers, I'm like, anybody, not that anybody's going to be watching this, but who knows? A lot of people watch a lot of my stuff and then I get 0 follows. So what are you going to do? I'm hoping a genius is paying attention today. But sound technology, okay? It is not talked about. It is not something, well, at least not on a public forum yet. If I could launch anything right now, as far as scientific experiments go, it would be with sound. I'm dead serious. It is like it's the wave of the future. Trust me. 10 years from now, when everyone's like, "Oh, sound, of course, you know, this is how we treat people." You're welcome. That's all I'm going to say. You know, we used to use sound waves and it was outlawed for warfare for very obvious reasons, because sound waves can obviously kill you. But that's the point, in essence, as that it can kill potentially a virus. You know what I'm saying? So I'd get out there and see, if I was a researcher, I would get my lasers and get my sound technology and find out either how much this virus can withstand so that it, you know, doesn't further reproduce, so that we can kill it off another way if need be. Or it can't take it anymore, so it leaves. Or it dies. You know, it's got like 3 options. But you have to find that sweet spot so that you know, the human body stays intact. But I can almost bet you that a combination of those 2 things, laser and sound, I'm telling you, I really think that's where it's at in medicine right now. I mean, we've come far with laser already, but sound technology, I can tell you firsthand right now, I will get like be on my way to getting like a strep throat. Okay? Seriously, like I've had it my whole entire life, I would know. And I can put on my headphones, and I'm not kidding. If the volume isn't loud enough, forget it. If the volume is too loud, forget it. But if I put the volume at a certain level, boom, that bitch is gone. I'm not even kidding. So sound technology, look into it. Any geniuses out there who want to go figure this shit out. New York Times, I'm pissed that you could even publish an article calling friggin' quarantining medieval, and a physician of all people. But then again, I probably shouldn't say this because I'm probably going to get punched, but I schooled the top freaking idiot at Scripps Medical Clinic for allergy, and he's like been the top dude since 1978 after he called me an idiot, and then he just tried to spite me, and I was like, dude, I'm allergic to this, and then he found out I was right. So, you know, that's how it goes. I don't know. Physicians are people. I think people should remember that. And I think physicians should also remember that. In other words, people can be wrong. If I can be wrong, you can be wrong. And we can all learn and evolve. That's what Leonardo da Vinci did. We would not have medicine today if it wasn't for the fact that people had brains and they used them and they weren't afraid to make changes and try new technology and try new things. I mean, really, I don't know why it seems like brains stopped since, I guess, 1978. It's like, come on, you guys. Think. You know what I'm saying? Evolve. I'm gonna stop now. But anyways, okay, so that's important. Sorry, now I feel like my freaking law professor. He's like, he'll sit there and he'll be like, do, like, well, he's on to his next online thing. So it makes sense to me now how he does that and why there are edits. Okay, so anyways, Glenn Beck's stuff about, go check it out. It's really good. about Ebola. Go check that out. Quarantining needs to happen. There are a lot of things that need to happen. We need to all rally together. One thing I think that would be really cool is if we could get places like Loma Linda and UCLA, and where I actually received the second highest scholarship to. I didn't go, but I should have went, which is at Baylor University. If we could get like a lot of these top universities in on it and stuff, you know, not on just the research, but on supporting the development of building a healthy facility within West Africa that has the supplies that they need. Hello, we could exterminate this within a nice chunk of period of time. That's the other thing I wanted to follow up with that I forgot to mention. Quarantining, it takes time. I know nobody likes time, but like I said, this is the virus. There's nothing you can do about it. It is what it is. You have to do what you need to do in order to keep everybody alive. So it's like if you've got to put people in quarantine, you know, hook them up, give them some good movies, give them some good music, you know, play games, enjoy your life. But, you know, play Scrabble online. We need to bring some technology over there maybe. You know, I think the lack of hope, like people are saying, is also very no bueno, you know, because it helps a lot. Hope is a very good thing. It's going to take a while. The virus can live as an STD for, I believe they said, up to 7 months. I don't know if the research has changed. That was the last time I looked. So, we have opera now. But anyways, so that's kind of deadly, you know? It's going to take some time. 7 months is a nice chunk of time. When you think about the fact that there are other people that are not showing, that are contaminating other people, and it's continuously spreading. I mean, I really do think it's going to take about 1.5 years to get everything under control as far as that goes. That's my opinion on the matter. But, you know, take it for what it's worth. Scientifically speaking, it makes sense to me. I would hate to say it, but it may even take longer. But it depends on how quickly we act. So, since it seems to be really difficult for the governments to get everything together, private enterprise, what are we waiting for? Okay? We got lots of hospitals and lots of universities and lots of people with tons and tons of money. Specifically, lots of people with tons and tons of money who like to sit online talking about how they're right and how Ebola was going to be a crisis, and then they haven't done anything else that I personally wrote them about. Like help. Sorry. That's another beef, but this is Happy Rant Day, which I was going to rant for 4 minutes, and apparently it's been 22. I'm so sorry, but you know what? Honestly, this is a very important issue. I've been dealing with this for I don't even know how many months that I've been trying to rally up crap to get help for. I plan on trying to do more, but this is at least one of the reasons why I'm still yabbering about this. But if we could get some really good facilities over there, if we could get some doctors over there, I think the key is if we could. I mean, we could have like Loma Linda, you know, hook them up with some real good suits. I mean, when we transported, I forget his name now. That guy deserves a medal, seriously, for everything that he's done. That doctor, I'm losing his name right now. I should have wrote it down. Accolades to that guy. Amazing person. Over there trying to save people's lives, save their spiritual souls as a missionary, gets Ebola, comes back and lives by the grace of God, and then he's over there donating blood. You know, why we don't have more people like that, I'll never know. But that is a true doctor. That is a true physician. A doctor is someone who treats the spirit and the mind and the body and everything. And even in spite of absolute terror, still doctors. And you know what? Hats off to that guy. And I cannot believe I didn't write his name down, but you guys all know who I'm talking about anyways. So, you know, if we brought him back in a jet, I think it was a jet, right? And then we had those real cool suits that sort of look like space suits. It's like, I really don't understand. And I know that, I think it was Friedman. I had been ranting about it anyways, so. But Friedman was talking about something similar. It needs to happen, guys. All right, seriously, it needs to happen. They were talking about, you know, protective wear and decontamination rooms and things like that. Yes, this isn't a joke. You know what I'm saying? This is all systems go. I mean, there is no other way around it. Honestly, I really don't understand how this can be anything but like some biohazard, what bioengineered weapon. from what I know of viruses and what I know about that, the science behind so many different things, it just doesn't sit right with me. I highly doubt it hitched a ride in with a meteor. But, anyways, I'm probably going to have to edit this video. Oh my gosh. Okay, so what I want you guys to do is think. Tell anybody, anything that you guys can set up, what kind of prevention ideas do you guys have? Because I don't care if you have any scientific background. Everybody's got good ideas. I mean, the most random person can come up with the most brilliant thing. You know what I mean? So, if you've got some harebrained idea where you're like, yeah, I should really, I think this will work. What if we implement this? Put it online. Write the CDC. Write friggin' whoever. You know what I'm saying? Also, if you want to donate, there is, there's probably a lot of different places, but one of my favorite organizations is Joyce Meyer Ministries. Those people are real, okay? I'm going to tell you right now, like, your money goes where it's supposed to go. They have done so much for people. It is insane, and it's provable. You can see it. I mean, I often don't like throwing my money to organizations. It's like, why? Watch it blow in the wind. Yeah, no. They're legitimate, and Joyce Meyer, and she has this thing called Hand of Hope. And Hand of Hope just partnered with, let me see, who is it? Convoy of Hope. And also they partnered with AG World Mission. I'm not sure who that is, but obviously World Mission stuff. So, okay, anyways. But they partnered with everybody to provide food supplies and medicine for those with Ebola in Liberia. So, I'm going to be retweeting that tweet so that you guys can all see it. But that's really important. So we can actually donate and bring aid and stuff. And I know that everybody's living in this selfish bubble, and they think that this isn't going to bite them in the ass. But let me tell you, like I said, protozoa waits on no one. And protozoa doesn't have a status. And protozoa doesn't have a bank account. And it doesn't give a shit how much money you have, all right? It doesn't give a shit that you're from America. It doesn't give a shit about anything other than you look like a tasty host and it's going in, all right? So we need to take this seriously. And not even that. I'm just going to say, like, that's the selfish side of you that I'm speaking to. But the humane side of you, the ethical side of you should be like, dear God, there is no running water in West Africa for these poor people to barely even wash their damn hands. They barely even have gloves. What the F-bomb? All right? Like, we need to be helping these people. I don't know about you, but, like, I can't sleep at night knowing that this crap goes on and I sit on my ass and play video games. Come on, guys. Okay, so anyways, that's Jreneeuncut. I'm sure everybody wanted a huge spiel about Ebola. But stop cracking jokes about that shit because it's really not funny. And do not write that shit to me or I will blow your ass up. I've been doing that a lot. Well, at least metaphorically, online. So just don't. Okay, seriously. It is not a joke. It's not a laughing matter. And you know what? If this was your loved one, the last thing in the world you would want is somebody cracking a joke about your family member that died from something that's actually quite serious that nobody wants to take seriously. That being said, everybody be forewarned. We need to take care of this now instead of wasting tax dollars because we're having Ebola scares. Anyways, I will end this before it goes on and on forever. I'm really bad at talking to a camera by myself. I need an audience. It goes a lot better. So, but you know, make do with what you got. Go donate. If you can put together something really cool, if you've got really cool ideas, or even just a shitty idea. An idea is an idea, okay? These are lives. Any idea will do. Even if it doesn't even make sense. If it's just something that's like, tell somebody about it. Try putting it together. You know, one person can change the world, okay? Don't even get me started on that spiel. But literally, one person can change the world. All it takes is one. You know, hopefully one person that needs to will watch this video and go use it for the betterment of mankind. So, if you want to rant about it, you want to talk about Ebola, you want to talk about whatever, like I said, Please be kind. I don't mind opinions. I mean, obviously, I've got loud opinions and I swear and cuss like a sailor. And this was like low key for me. But, you know, so I can deal with it. But I mean, you know, try to have some common sense with what you post. But Tumblr, what is it at? I just created these things I don't remember. Jreneeuncut, Talk It Out. So go talk it out over there. You can go on, what is it? Facebook, JR's Energy. Or you can go to the actual Facebook page, which is Jreneeuncut. I used to have another one, but it's been overtaken, like I said, you guys. So we're kind of starting everything from scratch. The only thing that somehow managed to survive was my Twitter. Miraculous. But that's hacked too. So what are you going to do? And if there was something else that I said that I had, go there. I can't think of it. You can go to the Twitter at Jreneeuncut. So feel free to talk about it. You can go talk about it on YouTube, I guess, too. Post your videos. You could do, you know, video blogs about what you think. Retweet stuff that you like. Stuff that you want to, other people to know about. Like, I'm going to go retweet the Hand of Hope thing so that you guys know about it and you can donate if you want to. Stuff like that. So, I love you guys tons. Let's go help people. Let's shut this Ebola thing down. We can do it. We have the scientific know-how. We're brilliant. We just have to apply our brilliance instead of our pride. So, love you all. Thank you for hanging in here if you were here for 30 minutes.